And welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm Jim Crane, and today we're going to review the vintage stonewashed briefcase from Coronado Leather. This is their best-selling stonewashed bag. You've got about 3 others to choose from. One is a duffel bag. So I know what you're thinking, but this is not one of my long-term road test updates. This is what the bag looks like when you get it new. It's stonewashed, so it kind of looks like it's been rode hard and put away wet, but that is the look that they were going after. And if you like this kind of rugged, kind of Western, really well broken in leather look, then this is the bag for you. It is made with vegetable tanned horween leather, and it's nice thick leather. It's probably 8 to 10 ounce leather. It's a beautiful, beautiful leather, even after it's been through the process. Now, the process is they build the bags, they stitch them up, they complete them. There might be some details of the construction that are done afterward, but basically they build the bags and then they throw them into this great big washing machine type device with some engineered gravel, and then they tumble and tumble it for quite a while. So the longer you tumble it, the more kind of beat up the bag looks. The shorter time you get a softened bag, a tumbled bag, but it doesn't look like it's been, really used and abused. But this version looks like they had tumbled it for quite a bit of time, because it does have that really well used, really used and abused kind of look. It is perfectly sound, so the stitching, which is a synthetic stitching, survives the process with no problem. I haven't found any loose ends at the terminus of any of the stitch lines on this bag. On another one of their bags, the little 194 pouch that you saw in an earlier video, that one I did when I received it, there was a stitch was backing out a couple of the holes, and so I just repaired that myself. But I think if you had that issue, you could just send it back in and they would be able to happily repair that for you. But this is their bestseller, and it's just got this really antique look to it and feel to it. It feels really substantial. It is a little bit weighty. It's about 5 to 6 pounds, so it's got some heft to it even when the bag's empty, but it's just got this beautiful broken in saddle feel to it. So if that appeals to you, this might be the bag for you. The pockets on the front, there are 2 pockets on the front. Unfortunately, there's no pocket on the back, but it does have 2 very useful pockets on the front, and they're adjustable. So there's 2 holes for the stud, and the pocket's 6 inches wide, and if you're using the bottom hole, it's 6 inches deep. Okay, so in this one, we've got the great big colossal chunky Charlie from Artie Shell at Mask on Leather. That fits in there. If you have another wallet that's similar in size, it'll fit in there, but you can also use these pockets for cables or your car keys or whatever you can fit in there. I've got a book on this side, and this is about the maximum size book that you're going to fit in there. It's not something that a lot of people carry. If you've got the iPhone Max, it's not going to fit in there. You're not going to be able to shut it. If you don't mind it being open like that, you can use it. If you got an iPhone mini or one of the iPhones that is not a Max, it will fit in there, and you can use the bottom hole to do that. Otherwise, there's a place inside the bag to carry your phone, or if you're like me, you might carry it in your pocket. But it's just a stud closure for that, so it's kind of a nice look. The handles are just folded handles, so it's folded over and stitched. It's very thick leather, so it almost feels like there's a cord in there, but I don't think there is. I think it's just the bend, the natural bend of the leather. They do feel very substantial. There's 2 handles instead of 1. They feel very comfortable, very warm, very soft. So If you got a lot of gear in the bag, the handles, if you carry it by the handles, it's going to be very, very comfortable for your fingers. The shoulder strap is not really that long. At the last hole on the shoulder strap, it's 43 inches. So for me, that's just enough for me to cross-body the bag. I'm about 5'8" and 1/2. If you're taller than that, you might want to order the bag with a longer shoulder strap because otherwise you're just going to carry it over, you know, your right or your left shoulder. The hardware is all this antique solid brass. It is a roller buckle, which is nice. There is a shoulder pad. It's not padded, but it's two pieces of leather that are stitched together, and that's wider than the strap itself, so it distributes the weight over your shoulder. It's very, very soft and pliable due to that tumbling that it goes through, so it's very comfortable right at the get-go. The D-rings, they are secured not only with stitching, but with these really beefy brass, antique brass rivets. So this thing is really, it feels really, really solid, even though the bag's been tumbled for who knows how long. There's this little D-ring on the bottom. I'm not really sure what it's for, because I think if you hooked your keys over that, they'd be, you know, going below the bag. If that doesn't bother you, I guess that's okay. I'm sure you might be able to find another use for that little brass D-ring there. On the back, again, there's no pocket. You know how I love a pocket on the back of a bag. I know a lot of you do as well, but no pocket. There is Coronado's logo that's embossed into the leather. Made in the USA. It's very faint because it's been tumbled for a while. You know, that's nice. It's not, you know, in your face. Two really big, beefy, solid brass rivets for each side of the handles. Let's go ahead and get in the bag. The one kind of gripe I have is the zipper hasn't been antiqued, so you still got this shiny brass zipper. It will begin to develop a patina, but there's a coating on the zippers when they come from YKK, like an anti-tarnish coating, and it takes a while of handling this to wear through that and for the brass to begin to turn that brown color. The teeth on the tape already show a little bit of kind of antiquing to them. They're not really bright and shiny, which is nice, because then it would really be quite odd looking, I think, in my opinion. But inside the bag, let's go ahead and get in there. Like I said, it's really soft and pliable, and it just has a wonderful, wonderful, you know, well-used feel to it. This is one of the earlier production bags when they first started the stone-washed series of bags. If you were to purchase this now from Coronado Leather, it's going to have a chambray lining. This bag was unlined. So right now it would have a chambray lining. There is a single pocket on the back, which is really good size. You can put a large item in there. You could put an iPad mini. There's not enough depth to put a regular size, a full-size iPad in that pocket. But you could put a mini in there. You could put cables, gear, whatever in there. They have this little utility patch on the front of that pocket. It does have a business card holder, and it will hold a small stack of business cards. It does have 4 pen slots, but they are very anemic. So it's going to have to be a really thin pen or a pencil. In here I've got, this is a Boker, and it's kind of a flat brass pen. That fits in there. And then there's this really thin Rick Henderer pen that fits in there, but you can see what a tight fit it is. That leather will stretch, but it's going to take quite a bit of, you know, putting pens in and out. You could, if you wanted to, remove that stitch line. It just takes a steady hand and a razor blade that you would proceed through the top here like this and just cut that stitch line out. Then you'd have 2 very generous pen pockets, and then you could put this kind of pen in it right now these will not fit no matter how hard you try to put these in that pen slot. These are just way too big for it. But you can see there's a lot of room in there for your gear, and the edges are finished with leather. So the seams are covered with leather and then stitched, which gives you a really nice looking appearance to the inside of the bag. There are some raw edges in the bag, like the top of the pockets, the sides here are unfinished, but that's in keeping with that kind of rugged look. But the inside of the bag, the seams are finished off, so that's just a nice look. There is a second piece of leather that's sewn into the bottom of the bag for reinforcement, so it's a double bottom to the bag, but it just feels so substantial. The leather's so thick that I don't think you ever need to worry about wearing through the bottom of the leather, no matter where you're gonna set this bag down. And of course, this is the kind of bag that you don't worry about where you set it down or where you throw it for that matter, because the more you abuse it, probably the better it's going to look. It already looks like it's been thrown around for 75 or 80 years. So this is the kind of bag, if you are the kind of person that, you hate to see the first scratch on a bag, who really cares on this bag? It already looks like it's been on the range for a long time. It's got that beautiful, really aged antique look to it. So again, this is the stone-washed briefcase from Coronado Leather, their best seller. They do have some other bags that I'll show you. I've got an unwashed version of one of their briefcases. It's supposed to be stone washed, but I ordered it unwashed. So I'll do a review of that and let you see what that bag looks like. But here you go. This is what you will get. Brand new from Coronado Leather, a very antiqued, aged leather looking bag. So I thank you for watching, everybody. We'll be back with another review. So I hope you'll stay tuned to watch that. Take it easy. Bye-bye.